speaking of Rumble, Rumble had a big win against the state of New York for free speech.
New York implemented some hate speech laws or legislation, which was intending to govern how online platforms regulate, moderate, flag, identify hate speech on their platforms. Rumble and Eugene Volokh were the plaintiffs. Eugene was on the channel. We did a sidebar with him a long time ago.
Which one?
Eugene Volokh, who's got the
oh yeah, we did, but it was on somebody else's channel.
It was a long time ago. But yes, so Eugene Volokh, who we've interviewed with or together, are the plaintiffs, and they argued First Amendment violation. They got a Judge Carter. I didn't have time to look up who the judge was appointed by. Maybe you know, Robert. But the judge basically granted the injunction and said this is violative of First Amendment rights, on its face. So Rumble is not just walking the walk in terms of not adhering to demands by French governments to censor. They are still broadcasting or allowing content that is critical of the Lula government in Brazil to be on the platform, despite demands. They're walking the walk, talking the talk, giving the platform, and also fighting for the rights of people for free speech. What's your take, Robert? Does it go past the injunction, or do they sort of tuck tail, redraft, and try to get a second kick at the can?
We'll see. I mean, it was an attempt to pass a Canadian-style hate speech law in the United States. They were trying to call it hateful conduct, but that isn't what they're really doing, because not only was it a content-based law, and it was based on the content of the speech, certain legal implications came about, and those are inherently suspect and subject to strict scrutiny under U.S. law, under the First Amendment. But they were also compelling speech by Rumble. They were requiring Rumble to set up a very specific complaint process to basically be a forced rat to rat out its own customers and users. Secondly, they were requiring compelled speech by requiring them to have a specific policy and to publish that policy and publish other things concerning it. And it went past Rumble's rules, which we helped draft, that are amended, that are going to be coming into force soon. But even the old rules was about illicit behavior, not about protected speech. And so here they wanted to go, like, if they, as the court noted, if they had just limited the law to prohibiting imminent incitement and terrorist activities, things of that nature, they would have been fine. But they didn't. They said you can't use speech that's either how is it? The phraseology was either, it was hateful conduct was defined as either to vilify or humiliate. And they're like, what does that even mean, vilify or humiliate? Based on certain protected categories. And the court said that that's clearly content-based speech that violates the First Amendment because it can't pass strict scrutiny. And so it was a big win by Rumble and locals to get the law struck down. Big win for free speech that, as the court made clear at the very beginning, in America, as the U.S. Supreme Court said a long time ago, hate speech is free speech. The only speech that's prohibited is certain discriminatory use, certain kinds of discriminatory harassment, certain kinds of stalking, so basically imminent incitement of illegal behavior or illegal behavior itself. Just hate speech is not illegal behavior. Vile speech is not illegal behavior. It's only certain limited things that are illegal behavior. And Rumble's rules focus on that. And so critical they brought the suit, critical they prevail. I think the state of New York probably won't go back to the drawing board, but we'll just let it die for now because it's not likely they're ever going to get that overturned or changed.